So we have seen arrays. As a code we discussed, in Python we can have any number of items, any types of item inside the same array. But normally arrays are used for saving or keeping same type of items. That is the common use of array. But yeah, Python allows us to keep anything we want. Numbers and strings, array of different types of arrays, all sorts of different things. Occasionally that is needed, but normally we doesn't do that. Now let's quickly summarize what we have learned in the slides before we move on to the next item, which is dictionary. So we have seen array and list, normally same type of items, either strings or numbers or same type of arrays, etc. We will see a lot of programs. Also, we have seen some operations or functions like append, remove, pop, all those different functions we have seen, functions, inbuilt functions of arrays. We have seen the syntax of the array, the square bracket, then the element, and then comma, element 2. This is a string array. So this is the format of the array. Normally how we create an array. Even if you mention just open and closing square bracket, we will get an empty array. For example, a equal to open and close square bracket. This is a valid array. And then on we can do a dot append, then whatever we want to append, 10 or 100 or some string or some other array or another dictionary, which we are going to see. Whatever we want to append, we can append. So feel free to play around it if you like, more arrays and stuff like that. Anyway, we will be seeing so many programs with arrays in future. Next item we are going to discuss is something called dictionary. Dictionary has a lot of names out there. In some programming languages, it is called maps, hash table, lot of different names are there. Basically, the idea is you have a key and a value, just like the name dictionary says. In the dictionary, we have a word and corresponding meaning to it. Let's have a look. I have searched dictionary in Google. Again, I'm going for images. I'm just getting this particular image right here. As you can see, this is a word. So this word is right here. So for example, this word is right here and the meaning is here. So this is the key. So this is key. In our world, this is called key, this particular thingy right here. And this is the value. The meaning of it is a value. And dictionary is a combination. For example, our actual dictionary, for example, the Oxford Dictionary of English is a dictionary of strings. So the key is a string and the value is also a string. In Python or in programming, a dictionary can have anything. It can have number as key and value as string or value as an array, anything. Key is a string and value is something totally different. Normally the value of the key is a complicated structure, while the key is normally either a number or a string. Now that we have understood the concept of dictionary, let's look at the code. Again, the code is pretty straightforward. Couple of things to notice. I will mention that here. Again, syntactic sugars and stuff like that. The main thing to notice here is the curly braces. In the case of array, it was a square bracket. This is a curly bracket or curly braces. Please note that it is curly braces. And just like in the case of array, we have commas between elements. In dictionary, the biggest difference is here in the elements. The elements is separated by a colon. So this is one element and this is separated by a colon, and this is a key. Remember, for every element inside a dictionary has a key and a value, just like a word in the actual dictionary. It has a word and its meaning. Like that, we have a key. So this is called key and this is value. Again, second element, this is a second element inside the dictionary. This is a key and this is a value. Again, same thing. So this dictionary has 3 elements. Each element is separated by colon. Before the colon, it is the key, and after the colon, it is the value. So that is the syntax. Please note that Here we don't have comma because that's the last element. We don't have comma after the last element. That is true for array as well. So the main difference between array and dictionary is that the dictionary is starting with and ending with curly braces, like so, and there is colon between the key and value. So for comparison, I have given the list as well. By the way, you can put this in same line if you want. So the space in front doesn't matter. This is less readable, but it is exactly the same thing. Let me revert it back so that it is a bit more readable. Same with array. Array also I can do like this. If you want, we can remove this as well. It doesn't worry about it because it's all part of the same line or same statement. So this is a dictionary and this is an array. I can put this on a different line as well, like so. Even I can do this. Now both the array as well as the dictionary is looking pretty similar. The only difference is the square bracket, curly braces, and this colon right here. So this is a dictionary, this is an array. So this is a list right here in line number 17 with the dictionary and this array, and we are printing it here. There is another array here, and again I'm having a combination here, list of list. This is very common in programming. List of list, list of arrays, arrays of dictionaries, all combinations and permutations. I'm printing it right here again. Before we get into this part, let's see till here. Let's execute till there. I'm going to put the breakpoint here. Let's see how this is looking inside the debugger. Start debugging. So just like any other variables, and you will see pretty much similar look like so. We can see different elements inside the dictionary right here. The array we have seen, no surprises there. Again, same thing we have seen. Now we have a list. What does that list contain? One is a dictionary right here. It's a dictionary and it has a list as well, array as well. So if you look at the length, len, it is 3. What is the length of the dictionary? That is also 3 because it has 3 elements. Elements are separated by comma, and key and value, they are separated by colon. So this is a list of dictionary and array. Normally this is not done like this. I'm just showing you this can be done in Python. Again, it printed like so. So in the print, if you look, so let me copy this part. This print is a little complicated. Let's have a look at the print. I'm going to put that print here. So this is that print statement. So this is a correct Python statement. Outside the print, you have the square bracket. Let me isolate that, which means the whole thing is a list or array. Inside that, we have a dictionary like so. Let me separate that out for you. And then inside the dictionary, we have different elements of the dictionary. Here also, we have different elements of the list. So very important to notice the structure of this. This is very common in programming. Outer layer is a list. That's why we have a square bracket. Inside list, we have a dictionary and another list or array. Both are the same thing. Inside the dictionary, we have different elements, and inside the list, the inner list, we have different elements as well, string elements. This is very common in programming. List inside list, array inside list, list of arrays, list of dictionaries, dictionary contains list, all combinations and permutations. So I'm removing this. This is our print statement. We don't need this. So what we just did was analyzing this output, line number 18. Line number 18 came here. We copied this. We copied line number 18 and put it here and put some spaces and new lines. That's all we did, just to understand the structure of this particular line, because it is looking complicated. Whenever complication comes in programming, try to use divide and conquer rule. Try to isolate things. That's what we just did. It always happens in programming. Coming to line number 22. Line number 22 is no surprise. We have another array with 3 elements and we are creating another list of list and we are printing it out. We have done this before. No surprises here. Only thing to notice is here there are 2 square brackets because it's an array inside the array. So play around it. If you feel like it is getting complicated, play around it. So this is line number 28. We are creating a list of dictionaries. So pay attention. Let me adjust the indentation a little bit so that it is easier to read. So this is more readable. When you write program also, I recommend put the indentations correctly. Now it is much more readable than it was before. The program works. Python has certain limitation for indentation, especially when it comes to statements. When it comes to things like this, Python doesn't much care, but it's always good that we care. So the whole thing I can put it here. This line has to be here, otherwise it won't be happy. We have a square bracket right here, which means the whole thing is an array. And what is inside the array? We have different dictionaries. This is a very, very common practice. Array of dictionaries. For example, the name and address and phone number of all the people in a country or in a village or a town. So that is an example of array of dictionaries. Name is this, number is this, address is this. Like that, so many different people are there. So it's a very realistic example. Array of dictionary. And we are printing it out here. Let's see that. I'm going to restart the program because I don't know if I have made some mistake. So let me restart the whole thing. I made so many changes. I'm removing this breakpoint and I'm putting breakpoint here and I'm going to continue. So continued. Oh, good. Till here. Let's execute that particular line. As you can see, one thing, very important thing we just saw right now in the screen. I don't know if you have paid attention. It didn't jump through any of these lines, the debugger. When I pressed this button, F10, it directly jumped to line number 47 from 28. Let's see that again, because I want to give you a picture of what's going on internally. Let me put this thing down a little bit so that you can see that is happening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press F10 or step over, which means every line. It is going to execute every single line one by one. So F10. I'm going to do that. As you can see, the jump was from 28 to 47. It didn't come anywhere here. Do you know why? The reason is that this entire thing is treated as a single line or a single statement. This is where the difference between something called statement and line comes into the picture. Don't worry much about it. Just get a feel of it, natural feel of it. Certain things are treated in single chunks. Although it is written in different lines, this is treated as a single line from the Python perspective, from the programming language perspective. So the whole thing is treated as a single line internally in Python. Sometimes it is called statements. In certain programming languages, you can see when you do F10, in a single line it'll go multiple times because that single line has many statements. We will see that in Python as well in advanced programming, but right now we don't worry about it. Anyway, coming back to our topic, I was just showing you something I just saw and I wanted to explain it for you if you were wondering what's happening. Now let's print it out. So again, this is printed pretty much the same thing. If you want to analyze, you can analyze like I did before, but it is nothing but exactly same thing. Only difference is that it is giving only single quotes for the string, which is all good. Now, just like in the case of the list, I have created a master dictionary right here with all the things we've been doing here. We have 1, 2, 3, just to show you that this can be done like so. As you can see, the jump here happens one by one. So there is difference here, the jump. When I do the F10, there are different statements because of the presence of this variable right here. Now we are going to print it out. and it has printed the whole thing. One thing is it is starting with curly braces and ending with curly braces. It has so many different types of stuff in it. Just wanted to show you that all this permutations and combination is possible with arrays, list, and dictionary. There is more to learn in terms of dictionary. We will see that because both list and dictionaries are very important.